network simulator or simulators, you can say. What is meant by simulation? Simulation is the way of imitating the real world. Imitating the real world. Here, network simulation means imitating the networking environment. Why we require this network simulation? Because we cannot create a complete lab, or you can say, for doing experiments. That's the reason we require a simulation environment. So what are the different network simulation environments available? There are so many simulations available. Basically, simulation tools can be of two types in case of network simulations. One is algorithmic simulators. Second one is packet level simulators. Okay, algorithmic simulators, for example, MATLAB, Scilab. Okay, so etc. These are the algorithmic simulators where you can only simulate the algorithms, like simulating of a particle swarm optimization algorithm or a genetic algorithm, or this kind of things you can do in the MATLAB and Scilab and Octave. These kind of tools are the algorithmic simulators. Whereas packet level simulators, where we'll inspect packets. Example is NS2, NS3, Omnet++, etc. So these are the packet level simulators. NS2 is one popular and widely accepted network simulator in the research community. Then NS3 also, then Omnet++. So NS2, in order to work with NS2, you should have knowledge of C++, TCL script, and AWK script. For NS3, you can work with C++ or Python. Where in case of Omnet++, for this there are separate inbuilt languages there, like how we are using TCL script here. Like that, we are having a script called Network Descriptor Language (NED) and C++. So these are the two main programming languages that are used in the Omnet++. So, but NS2 is the simulator which will give us more accurate simulation results compared to any other open source simulator. And one more thing is NS2, NS3 and Omnet++ are the complete open source simulators. Currently in this lab, we are going to see the network simulator NS2. First of all, we'll see the installation. Installation of NS2 is with source and without source. Two categories will be there. With source is nothing but anyhow I have provided the NS all-in-one 2.35 version in the Google Classroom. That is with source. You need to compile the source code from the basic source to the all libraries. Then you need to create the executable NS file. So with that executable NS file, the remaining compilations, everything will go on. That is what is called with source. While coming to the without source, is nothing but simply taking the installation image without taking the responsibility of libraries, dependencies, etc. Only the installation file will be directly installed on your computer with all supporting libraries. For that, it is always recommended to use Ubuntu operating system for installing NS2. Can't we install NS2 on Windows? Yes, we can also install on Windows, but on Windows we need Unix emulator called Cygwin. First, we need to install the Cygwin, and in that Cygwin, we need to install the NS2, just like how I have provided the installation guide. Anyhow, nowadays everyone is working with the virtual machine, so you can install virtual machine. Either it may be Oracle virtual machine or VMware layer, or maybe any other virtual machine or Hyper-V, etc. And install the Ubuntu operating system by downloading from the Ubuntu site. So whenever you install, you will get the Ubuntu operating system like this in the virtual machine environment. Whenever this that means whenever the Ubuntu operating system is installed, go to the command prompt and type sudo apt get install ns2. So this is the basic command that you are supposed to use. Now ns2 is installed. So here we need to go for command called sudo apt get. First you need to go for update, sudo apt get update, then sudo apt get install ns2. By default, the ns2 and supporting libraries will be installed on your Ubuntu machine. To check whether the ns2 is running or not, ns. So it will give you the ns command prompt. So it will show it is itself is nothing but you are going to run the ns successfully. So and there are some supporting libraries that may be needed whenever this ns2 you are working with the ns2, such as network animator NAM. The supporting libraries will be like this: the NAM, which means network animator, XGraph for the graph representation, or GNU plot, XGraph or GNU plot, and AWK, awk script. Awk is a kind of script where you can analyze the trace files that you will get from the network simulator NS2. In NS2, the protocol development will be done using C++. However, in our lab, we are not doing the protocol development, but we are only working with the protocol. That means we'll set some parameters and we'll conduct the communication, so that we are going to observe how the corresponding protocol works. So hence, we no need to install source code based ns2, okay, is required if you want to work with the protocol development. Anyhow, we have installed the ns2 of the type without source code. So we are going to work with configuration of the protocol and communication observation. To this end, we need only TCL script. What is this TCL? TCL means tool command language. Okay, tool command language is like a language which is especially used for instantiation of some objects, binding of the objects, and it's a very popular language that is especially used for scripting purpose in Unix environment. So we are going to use this TCL, and object oriented version of TCL is OTCL, object oriented tool command language. In this, like how we are going to create the objects by creating the classes in C++ and Java, like that in the same way we are going to use in the OTCL also. Anyhow, we are not going to deal with the OTCL concept, only we are going to deal with the TCL script and some instantiation part that we are going to see in the OTCL. So this is the TCL command language, that is tool command language, that is we are going to use for the configuration settings and protocol communication observation. So we are not going to see the protocol development. If you want to work with the protocol development, you can go to my blog, which I have written very long back, maybe in 2015, I think so. I have given that here installation of NS, how to go for installation of NS. So you can follow the steps over here, open the command prompt, and in the command prompt do the following: sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade. It's optional, and you need to install the supporting libraries, the build essentials, autoconf, automake, TCL 8.5 development, TK. TCL and TK are the very important things that are required for this thing. TCL 8.5 development, TK 8.5, Perl, Xgraph, libxt development. Okay, these are the essential libraries that are required for installation of the NS2 with the source code. Then you download the NS 2.35 all-in-one that I have provided in the Google Classroom and extract it, and go to the folder after extraction and go for /install. So this /install will create the installation of your NS2. That means complete installation. First it will go for compilation of all the source code, then the executable image will be created, and the executable image will be placed in the NS all-in-one and will be sent, and the same NS image will be sent to the root folder. Once it was done, then perform the path settings. OTCL path will be like this. Whatever the root directory where you have extracted and compiled the NS all-in-one, that path you are supposed to give. NSLib, that path you are supposed to give. User local _ lib, that path you are supposed to give. And export the library path. And this is the exporting of the library path. Then TCL library path you are supposed to export. And user lib, export TCL library. These are the statements that you are supposed to place in the path. So how you will place the path? The path will be like this. You can open from the command prompt gedit space // rc. So this will open the path setting. Here gedit is working. Yes, gedit is working. So gedit .rc. So this is the path setting file where you can scroll down. After this At the end, you are supposed to place this code that I have placed here. Whatever the step 4 is there, this entire thing you are supposed to place here, path, this one. Okay. So this you are supposed to copy and place here. I have made a small here, :/.bash_rc. So here you are supposed to paste it. I have pasted the previous one. That will. Once you place it, save it and close the command prompt and restart the command prompt. So once you do this, once you paste here, then because I have not installed it, so I'm not pasting here. Once you install it, you can paste it here. And one more thing is you have to take care of what is the user name. Here it is PRV. On your computer the username may be different. So observe this particular change. Whatever the username is there, that username you are supposed to mention, and save it. Quit, save, and close it. So once you close this, and you are supposed to close the command prompt also. Again, it is better to go log out and log in again. So you can go for log out and log in again, so that the new path will be reflected, and then whenever you type ns, that ns will be reflected onto the command prompt. That is with source. Anyhow, without source, we have already done with the help of the simply with sudo apt get install ns2. So in my blog, you can see several other things like from the 2013 onwards, I have started writing some important things regarding NS2. How to create an agent, that is protocol development, and how to create broadcast agent, writing that is not related to NS2. Here first AWK to analyze trace files, creating broadcast agent, okay, and setting colors to the nodes, and overhearing of the packets. So like that, wherever I find some new things, then immediately I experimented and written in the blog. So like that, you can find some important code and most frequently occurring problems in working with NS2 that you can find in my blog. Next, we'll move on to the tutorial for the network simulator NS. This is the basic tutorial for the network simulator, which was developed by the Mark Grace. It's a very famous tutorial. Any beginner of the network simulator NS2 will go through this NS tutorial. So here, finding documentation here, the basics, downloading and installing of NS and NAM, starting NAM and NS. So this part we have completed. Then we can go to the first TCL script. How to write the first TCL script? How to start with the TCL script? So first of all, we need to go for instantiation of the simulator. So here the OTCL part will come. In the OTCL, this new simulator will be there. This new simulator is nothing but we are going to create the instance of the simulator and we are going to assign to a variable called ns. So set ns, new simulator, set nf, this is the trace file, out.nam, and w is the write mode. And what are the traces? Traces is nothing but whatever the protocol observation. That means at what time, what is the packet sent, how the node received it, and what are the instructions made. This kind of observations in a text file, as a log file, a file will be generated, which is called a trace file. So this is a variable if you want to get the value of the variable, then we'll call it as a $ns. So $ns means value of the variable. For example, here whenever control alt go to the command prompt and type ns. So here set ns. I can directly write here new simulator. Now whatever the code you have identified is the object. Okay, that means you have created the object. Either you may do like this, or you may go for creating mkdir ns programs cd ns pro gedit test.tcl. So whatever the code you write is a TCL script. Either you can enter the code via command prompt, or you can open a file like test.tcl, which is the extension tool command language. Like how you will save the C programming file with .c, C++ with the .cpp, like that. Since you are writing the TCL script, it will be extended with the .tcl. You can open here test.tcl and you can start typing in the file. So either you can do in both ways, like how you will write the Python script either from the command prompt, or you may enclose it in the Python file .py, and you can run from the command prompt. So like that. Here this program has been written like this, and procedure finish. This is the procedure writing of procedure in TCL. And global ns. Global means this ns object, network simulator object, is considered as a global, and nf object is also considered as global. Ns flush trace means you are going to flush the trace, and close $nf, execute nam out.nam and exit 0. This is the standard way of finishing the thing. That means whatever the remaining leftover traces are there, all traces will be flushed, and close the trace file, and close the network animator file, and open the network animator file and close the final. Once you close the network animator, then exit from the program. Here ns at 5.0 is nothing but this is the simulation time. In network simulator, whenever you are running the simulations, how much time you are supposed to run the simulation. 5 means 5 seconds. 10 means 10 seconds. So whatever the number you identify here is nothing but seconds. And finally ns run. So this is the simple program that you can see here, and there are some more programs are there. So you can download the full example like this here. You can download the example here and open with Notepad, and this is the complete program. Just I am copying and pasting in the test.tcl. So procedure finish you are aware of. Here we are going to set two nodes. Set n0 means first node, n1 is the second node. Ns duplex link. So what is meant by duplex link in computer networks? We might have studied simplex communication, duplex communication, and simple half duplex communication and full duplex communication. So simplex communication means it's like a radio, only one way of communication will be there. Half duplex communication is the both communications are available, but communication can be made at once at a time. Like walkie-talkie will be there. In walkie-talkie, you can anyone can communicate with anyone, but while one person is speaking, another person cannot speak. This is what we call half duplex communication. In the full duplex communication, like telephone, where both parties can talk at a time. Okay, this is what we call half duplex, full duplex communication. So here duplex link is nothing but the communication is possible from the N0 to N1 and N1 to N0 at the same time. And 1 MB is the bandwidth, 10 milliseconds is the delay, and drop tile means if the packet is received at the destination, and if the node is unable to get the packet or unable to take the packet, what to do? Just to simply drop the packet. That is what is called drop tile. And we all know that any application layer protocol has to make use of the transport layer protocol, that is either UDP or TCP. So here a UDP is used, UDP protocol is used for communication. So set UDP 0 new agent slash UDP, and this UDP agent is attached to the node. And this UDP agent is at the transport layer, but at the application layer, constant bit rate has been used. Application slash traffic slash CBR is used, and CBR packet size is set to 500 bytes, and the CBI traffic interval is set to 0.005 seconds, and this CBR is attached to the UDP. Please remember, UDP is attached to the node and traffic will be attached to the UDP. The reason is CBR will take the help of the transport layer protocols, either TCP or UDP, for communication. Here CBR uses the UDP communication. If you use FTP, that uses the TCP communication. In later examples, you will find here traffic is of type TCP, and the internal underlying transport layer protocol is TCP. Here FTP and TCP. That you will see in the later examples. Next one is a null agent is created at the sender end, and that agent will be attached to that, because null agent means that will not transmit any packet. Okay, it only receives the packet. And at 0.5 millisecond, at 0.5 seconds, the constant CBR traffic will start. At 4.5 seconds, the CBR stops, and network simulator NS at 5.0, the simulation will end. That means this entire simulation will run for 5 seconds, and at 0.5 seconds of the time, the simulation will start, and 4.5 seconds of time, the traffic will stop, and at the 5 seconds, the entire simulation will start. Then finally NS run. It will go for running of the simulation. So now we have saved the thing. Now what we can do is we can run it ns test.tcl. It is just like how Python space file name.py, like that. Here we have not installed a NAM network animator. So first you install NAM and run here. So how to install the network animator and NAM? Sudo apt get install NAM. But all NAMs are do all versions of the NAMs are compatible? That we are supposed to look at. So in Google Classroom, I have provided NAM 1.5 version. You may download it and install. If it is compatible, and whenever you say sudo apt install NAM, directly if the NAM is installed, it's well and good. Otherwise, what is happening here is whenever you go for installation of NAM, it will install. But sometimes when you are running NAM like NAM, it is giving you the segmentation fault code dumped. This problem you are going to get. Some operating systems are getting like this because this is somewhat older operating system, and I have not upgraded this, and also it is in a virtual machine. So some people may not get this problem, and some will get the problem. So whenever they get the problem, it is always better to use the NAM version 1.14 instead of 1.15. Here NAM 1.15 is there. It is always recommended to use this if you got this problem. Then NAM 1.15 instead of 1.15 you may use 1.14. So we'll see nstest.tcl. Okay. Previously we got this error because here NAM is not there, but after that we have installed, so we got this. Now, if you said dir, you will get a out.nam file. This particular NAM file consisting of the network animator file. To run this network animator file, since NAM is not working properly in this, so we need to reinstall it with some other version so that NAM may work. So NAM space out.nam will give you the network animator like this. So you will get a network animation like this. There will be a stop, start, pausing of the simulation. So network animator will come, and this is the node 0 and node 1. At 0.5 seconds, the traffic will start. At 1 second, at 4.5 seconds, the traffic stops. Okay. So this is the way it will happen, and we have not recorded the traces. We have recorded only the animation. So we did this gedit test.tcl. So we have seen here the two nodes were placed, and from node 1 to node 0, the CBR traffic will go on, and it will start from the traffic will start at 0.5 seconds and will end at 4.5 seconds, and at 5.0 seconds the simulation ends. This we have seen. Now, to run this ns space test.tcl, so you will get the NAM opened network animator. This network animator will show the nodes, and here file, save layout, print, record animation, auto fast forward. This kind of options are available. If you want to record the animation, you can record it. And views, node energy, packet filter, highlight leaf tree. So these are the various options available. Node energy is nothing but the battery energy that you supply to the node. Actually, it will be useful when that means you will get the value when you work with the wireless nodes. The node that what we are going to use here is a wired node. That means there is a wired connectivity between the node 0 and node 1. Okay, so node 0 and node 1 is connected with a wired network. So that is the reason we have made the drop tail, and the bandwidth also we have mentioned between the node 0 and node 1. So node energy, packet filter. So these are the various options that you can view when the simulation is going on. In the packet filter, you will find packet type, traffic type, source node, destination node, flow ID, reset all. So these are the things you will find. Packet type and all that you will find here. This is the place where you will find the result of this packet filtering and all here. Okay. Next is analysis. You can go for analysis and lesson. That means you can declare which one you need to track. This kind of information you can find here in the analysis. So to start the simulation, you can click here. That is, you can start the simulation. Now the timeline will move because at 0.5 seconds the traffic will start. Here the time is ticking. This is 0.344446. Now the traffic will start here. So the CBI traffic is starting, and you look at here, it's a thin size. That means some packet is of thin size. Here in our TCL script, we have used CBR traffic. CBR means constant bit rate, and how much size? Packet size is 500 bytes. So it's a few size that we have used packet size as 500 bytes. So you can see here some thick traffic is going on between the 0 and 1. So now 2.3 seconds are going on here. The time will be shown in terms of milliseconds. You can fast forward it, you can slow it, you can do whatever you want. Next is whenever you run this, this is ultra seconds, and here step of 2 milliseconds that you can vary. Now reset, and let will go for running of it. So here the traffic will go having. So at 4.5 the traffic will stop, and at 5 the simulation will stop. So at 4.5 the traffic stopped, and at 5 the simulation stopped. And we can view the packet filters like packet type, data routing, etc., traffic type. So this kind of information we can see here when the simulation is going on. Here traffic type is CBR. That means whatever the traces that we have collected, actually we are not getting this. The reason is we have only created the NAM file, network animator file, but not the trace file, .tr file. So we need to have a .trace file, .tr file. That TR file was not created. That is the reason we cannot filter out what we want. So this is what the simulation. But in real world, if you want to do this, you need to have 2 computers at least, and a LAN connectivity is required, and you need to do the protocol simulation on both the computers. Then only you can come to know what is the traffic and what is the details and all. But because of the simulator, we can have any number of nodes like this, and we can communicate. If you look at the next example, that is which is shown here, the topology. So if you look at the topology is like this. There are 3-4 nodes are there. Previously we have seen 2 nodes, and here 3 nodes. The same technique, CBR traffic is going to happen between the nodes, and it was shown that with colors. Okay. What type of traffic is happening, and the 2 different computers are sending traffic via the node 2 to the node 3. So when during this time node 2 is unable to receive packets at the rate of sending, so thereby some packet dropping is happening here. So you can download this code, and you can just try this code on your NS simulator. Here we'll do the same thing. So here file was created and closed. This one also, that will close the NAM. Now NS multi-traffic.tcl. So now NAM was opened, which consisting of node 0, node 1, node 3. 0 and 1 are sending traffic to 3, and that will start the simulation at 4.5 according to TCL script there. So now the traffic between 0 and 3 is going on, and the traffic is going via 3. Now you look at from 1, when the traffic is going on, the packets are dropping because 2 is unable to handle that much traffic flow. When only 0 is sending traffic, happily the 2 is forwarding. But when 1 started with a greater speed of constant bit rate, and the interval used over here is also very small interval, because you look at here, the interval is 0.005. That means 500 bytes of packet we are sending for one packet is of size 500 bytes was sent for every 0.005 seconds. It's a very faster rate, so thereby the packets are going to be dropped. Okay, so this simulation we have seen here, and this traffic will go and will go on up to 4.5 seconds, and at 5.0 seconds the simulation will end. Okay, so this is related to the viewing of the network animator, that is how your simulation works and all. In the background, the simulation and its related traces will be recorded whenever you use the trace file. So how to use the trace file? So here, so far what we are going to see here, the examples which is given here are wired networks. Wired connectivity is there, and there are examples both wired and wireless available in the MarkGraph tutorial. So here, run wireless simulation in NS and creating wired cum wireless. For example, your cellular mobile phone, cellular towers and connectivity may be wired, but communication between the mobile and cellular tower may be wireless. So you want to simulate, if you want to simulate such environment, then wired cum wireless simulation you have to go through. If you want to go for pure wireless simulations like ad hoc networks or mobile ad hoc networks, wireless sensor networks, such kind of things, you are supposed to go through this running wireless simulations in NS. Okay. So here creating a simple NS simulation for the wireless. You can see these are the parameter settings that you are supposed to make. The reason is any wireless device consisting of the channel at the physical layer, what type of channel we are supposed to set, that is wireless channel. And here value of channel, value of prop, value of ANT, all these are the array, value array. This is recognized with the name, okay, not with the index number. With the name directly we can get this value. So value of channel is wireless channel, propagation, two-way ground propagation model we are going to use, antenna, omnidirectional antenna, logical link layer, Q drop tail, the same thing we have used in the wired networks also. Q length, how many packets can be holded at a time by any node is 50. You can also increase the Q length. Q length mainly depends if the somewhat Q length is increased and moderately okay, then packet dropping can be minimized. Physical wireless physical MAC 802.11 DSDV protocol, destination sequence distance vector routing protocol, has been used for the simulation, and number of nodes are 2. Like that here, set trace FD open simple dot trace WD. So this code is there. No? This will, what will happen is we can trace this particular content. So here set trace FD open simple dot tr write mode, ns trace all into the trace FD. So that means whatever the simulation is happening, that simulation in the text form as a log file, it will be recorded in the simple.tr file. Okay. So instead of simple, what we'll do is out.tr file. In the write mode, we'll open it. Out.nam is the network animator file, and out.tr is the trace file. So that means in the graphical, in a graphical user interface way, we can view via network animator. In a log way, we can view via out.tr. So once this out.tr was written, then at the end we need to close this particular simulation. So for this we need to go for finish. So during the finishing of this, we need to uh, uh, close this particular traces also. So during the finish, ns plus trace close nf trace file, and also close here. What is the trace file we have used? Trace ft. So global nf trace ft, and close the trace ft. So this is the multi-traffic. So ns multi-traffic TCL. Here ns okay. And one thing you remember, in the trace format itself, we have two categories. One is new trace format, another is old trace format. So here we have not mentioned any special specification for the traces. So then we can call this as the old trace format. Okay. So whenever we look at dir, so you will find out.tr. Okay, out.tr will be there. If I say cat space out.tr, you look at this is the trace file. One thing we'll do is we'll open this in the text file out.tr. So here plus is there. Plus means NQ. Okay, at 0.5 seconds from node 0, okay, to node from 0 to 2, CBR traffic 500 bytes was received with the sequence like this. For this, to have a better understanding, ns2 old trace format, just to type in the Google, so you will find the ns2 trace format. Plus means NQ, minus means DQ. That means the packet has been entered into the queue and removed from the queue. So in this, we'll be having R means received. R means received, plus means NQ, minus means DQ. Okay. D means dropped. Like that, we'll be having the notation. So when you look at here, this 5 seconds of simulation is generating how many traces here? It is almost, if you look at here, 7,977 lines are there. That means almost 8,000 packets have been sent between the 0.5 seconds to 4.5 seconds. That means within 4 seconds. That means within 4 seconds, almost 8,000 packets, CBR packet types, UDP types, have sent between the source and destination. Right? So if the number of nodes are more and traffic is too high, too heavy, then the trace file size may go up to gigabytes, maybe 1 GB, 2 GB, 3 GB. So you cannot open that trace file like in the normal editor, and you cannot analyze it. So for that, you need to have the AWK script with which you can figure out how the traces how traces can be observed. Description. So first one is the event. Okay, event is NQ, DQ, receive, send, drop, this kind of thing. So event time, from node, to node, packet type, packet size, flags, FID, source address, destination address, sequence number, packet ID. This is the trace sequence that you will find in the NS2. Okay. So event type. What is the event type? Plus means a packet is NQ. Minus means a packet is dequeued. NQ is nothing but packet received into the queue. DQ is nothing but taken out of the queue. R means a packet reception event. D means a packet drop event. C means packet collision at a MAC level. Okay. Next, time. At what time the simulation will is going to represent. This is what the time. And source and destinations 3 and 4. This one from node to node. Here from node 0 from node to node 2. Okay, this is what the from node 0 node 2, from node 2 to node 3. Okay, like that, from node to node. Next is packet name. What is the packet name? CBR packet. Okay, packet size 500 bytes. Right. Flags, 7-digit flag strings. Like hyphen means disable, because we have not captured any packet here. First is E, means explicit congestion. P means priority packet. Third means not in use. It is just like how you will label your packets with some flags and all. The same thing representation over here. Next one is flow ID, source and destination address. Okay, source and destination address, sequence number of the packet. So here the sequence numbers 779, 782, 782, 785. Okay, these are the sequence numbers. And packet unique ID, that is the last one. This is the packet unique ID. Okay, so this is the simulation. While coming to the Wireshark, that what you have used is a spoofing tool. On a real environment, you are spoofing the packet and analyzing. But this trace file is you are performing the simulation and you are making a log of the simulation and you are analyzing. There is a difference. Simulation is not the real world. You are going to imitate the real world by your own program. Whereas Wireshark, where you are going to capture the packets in a real environment. That is what the main difference that you are supposed to make note of. Okay, so this is what the trace file format. Then how to analyze this trace file? Obviously, you are supposed to write an awk script for this to analyze. So the awk script you can make use of the awk script like this, because you know what is what. So you may open it in Excel sheet and you may analyze it easily, because only 8,000 entries are there here. But if more nodes are there, if more number of traffic flows are there, then the file size may be too large. In such cases, only thing is either you may use Python script for identifying the packet types and how many dropped, how many received, how many went, how many packets are tampered, or maybe sequence are out of sequence. These kind of things you can go via Python, or you may write a TCS awk script. The awk script you can go through this to my blog, and you can see here I have mentioned holding of the receiving signal, receiving packets, sending packets, and how to go through this awk script. For example, bcache.awk is the awk script, and it was written like this based upon the traffic flow, and for every receiving node, sending node, if the receiving node at the level of router, then if the level of MAC, and if the level of the router, so what type of packet it is received. Router means it is a real packet. MAC means it's a frame. Okay. So at MAC level, frames will be received, data frames will be received. At router level, packets will be received. So like that, we are classifying what is the packet type, what is the frame type, and finally we are printing routing packets sent by node, routing packets received by node, MAC packets sent by node, and MAC packets received by node. So to run this particular awk script, awk-f bcache.awk, there is an awk script that what we have written, and the trace file, that which trace file you want to analyze, that you are supposed to give it as the input, out.tar. Then you can see the result. So this is the way awk script has to be written for analyzing the trace file. So this is an overview of the network simulator NS2, how to run the simulation, and rest there are so many things to discuss. We cannot discuss everything in one thing. So My sincere recommendation is go through this Markgraphs tutorial. With the information that you have gained, try to analyze, try to work on these programs and see the output.